Dear friends, in this session, we'll be discussing on the preparation of a project report. Let's begin with the introduction to the project report. After having selected the project or a product or the service to be rendered, the entrepreneur has to prepare a project report. A project report is a report which provides all the necessary information of the unit proposed to be set up for the manufacture of a product or rendering a service. Financial institutions and the banks require project report for providing financial assistance. Various development agencies which help set up the project also require the project report. A well-prepared project report will help the bankers in appraising the project report and offer the financial assistance. A project report enables the entrepreneur to know how much money, manpower, and material would be required to set up the project, type of machines and technology required, and the economic gains from the project. Information regarding the economic, technical, financial, managerial, and production aspects of the product services are covered by the project report. There are chartered accountants, technical consultants, and management consultants who prepare a project report on behalf of the entrepreneur. Many a times, an entrepreneur feels that he would relieve himself of the botheration of preparing a project report by engaging a consultant. Experience in developing entrepreneurs has shown that a well-perceived, well-made project report by the entrepreneur himself is helpful to him while running the industry. This is so because the process of preparing the project report enables him to interact with realities and make him aware of what to expect in the future when he actually implements the projects. It's a drill, a good training prior to jumping into a venture. Therefore, even when he chooses to take the help of a consultant, he must involve himself in preparation of a project report. From this introduction, you would have understood that why the project report is important, how does it help an entrepreneur, and how the project report can be prepared. A project report is like, it will be a blueprint, like a business plan or a project explanation, which gives you an idea of whether your project or a plan is viable and feasible or not. That could be in terms of economic, technical, financial, managerial, or any other aspects relating to your business. If those things are not viable, not feasible, it is not advised to go for a project. So any institutions which will help setting up your business or will provide you any kind of service or helps you in terms of finance, or the development agencies will help you in setting up the project, every institution will definitely ask you for a project report, because they will check the feasibility of your project and see whether you'll be able to meet your objective or not. In that case only, they will provide you any kind of assistance. Here you can see that the project report can be made with the help of any chartered accountants, technical consultants, management consultants, etc. But it is always advised that an entrepreneur himself should prepare a project report that will be like a drill for him before jumping into a venture. It is like a prior training for him. He will definitely understand each and every aspects, and he himself prepare a project. Later, he will be able to implement every aspect properly when the actual project is getting implemented. So this is very much important for an entrepreneur to prepare himself. Even it is advised that if as an entrepreneur, you feel that something is missing, and if you feel that there is a requirement for any kind of advice or assistance from anybody, you can take it without hesitation, because they, instead of going for any mistake, being overconfident is not good, and taking a third party assistance is a better choice. Next, let's understand what are the significance of a project report. It helps in approaching district industry centers for obtaining provisional or permanent registration certificate. Before implementing a project or a business, definitely you require a provisional and a permanent registration certificates, which is issued by the district industry center. So for approaching them, you should be having a proper project report which states, defines everything about your project, and referring to that, they issue a registration certificate. It helps in procuring develop land or shed from Director of Industries or from the Development Corporation, meant for providing developed land sheds to the entrepreneurs. For establishing your business, obviously you'll be requiring any kind of land or sheds, right? For that purpose, how will you get your certificate and means kind of license or approval? For that purpose, you have to approach the Director of Industries or the Development Corporation meant for it, right? From them, you have to make them agree and give you a certificate for proceeding with your business or a project. For that purpose, you'll definitely need a project report. It helps in securing supply of scarce resources. For your business or a project, you will be requiring a kind of working capital. Working capital is the funds required for taking care of day-to-day business operations. Okay, for those funds, you have to approach the financiers, right? Well, how would you approach the finances? On what basis will they give you any kind of loan or lend money? That will be on basis of your project report. It helps in obtaining term loan from state financial corporations or bank. Any kind of term loan which you may require for a short term or a long term or anything. Okay, that point of time here for a short term working capital loan or a long term loans, if you require, you have to submit your project report. Based on the feasibility of your project report only, they will issue a loan. Next, it helps the entrepreneur in establishing techno-economic viability of the project. Technology related aspects, economic related aspects, that is cost and profit related aspects, everything needs to be written in a project report, which will help the entrepreneur in establishing the viability of the technology and the economic aspects. Next, what are the contents of a project report? Here are some of the contents of a project reports which needs to be incurred. One is the general information. Next one is the promoter information, location, the land and building, plant and machinery, production process, utilities, transport and communication, raw materials, manpower, products, market, requirements of working capital, requirement of funds, cost of production and profitability of for 10 years, break-even analysis, and schedule of implementation. For a brief information about these things, general information includes information on a product profile and product details. Promoter includes educational qualification, work experience, project related experiences. Location includes the land area, construction area, type of construction, cost needs to be incurred, and any kind of plant layout on anything relating to that. Next, plant and machinery, details of machines required, capacity, suppliers, cost of various alternatives available, and cost of miscellaneous assets. Next, production process includes the description of production process, process charts, technical know-how, technological aspects, and the alternatives of technology available in a market, all those things. Next, utilities are like water, power, steam, compressed air, cost estimates of those, and the sources of utilities, from where we are going to bring the utilities. All those things have to be incurred. Next, transport and communication, mode of transport and the possibility and the of getting the transportation and communication facility, along with the cost needs to be incurred, also have to be mentioned. Next, raw material aspects, a list of the raw materials required in terms of its quality and the quantity, and the sources of the procurement, and the cost, and tie-up arrangements, if any, And along with that, procurement of raw materials and alternative raw materials for the materials which you are expecting. Okay, along with that, manpower. Without the manpower, whatever you have for your business, there is no use. Even if you have a money, you can't do a business without a manpower. Even you as a businessman or a project manager, you also a manpower, right? So why manpower is like, it has to mention the requirement of by skilled or semi-skilled sources of manpower supply, and the cost of hiring the people for your organization or a project, requirements of training, and any kind of benefits you want to give for your manpower of an organization. Everything needs to be incurred. Along with that, product is like product mix, which is like estimating the sales distribution channels, competitors and their capacities, and product standards, input output ratio. Along with that, product substitutes which are available in a market. It's market, end users of the product, the consumers or the businesses who are using your product, that needs to be incurred, along with the distribution of the product in a market, like in a local market, national, international market, or any kind of trade practices which you are implementing in your business, or sales promotional tools which you may use. Okay, sales promotional tools, like example discounting or 1+1 offers, all those are sales promotional tools. Okay, proposed market research, if any you are doing for your business, test marketing if you are doing, all those things have to be mentioned under market. Next, requirements of working capital, estimation of working capital required, like sources of working capital, need for the collateral securities, nature and extent of credit facilities offered and available. All those things have to be incurred under the working capital aspects. Next, requirement of the funds which are required for your business purpose. This you can understand easily by preparing the estimated profit and loss account and the estimated balance sheet account. In the right side of your balance sheet, the assets which you see, the long-term asset and the short-term asset, that is current assets, are those where in which you are going to invest your funds. Okay, and the expenses sides of your business, profit and loss account, left side, that is debit side of your profit and loss account, is what the expenses which you are going to incur for your businesses. So understanding these both things could help you in understanding how much the funds you may require. That could be for a long time period or for a short term period. Okay, so identifying this requirement of funds is like important for your project report, which helps you in understanding the cost of production also, and helps in understanding the profitability also for your business. And also it also has to be incurred in a project report, and show for next 10 years at least. Estimated one you have to calculate and put it in your project report. Next, break-even analysis is like at what sales or the revenue, the in cost I have incurred for the production could be recovered, is what the break-even analysis helps us to understand. Okay, so this is very important for you to understand in increasing or decreasing price about your product, and anything relating cost of production for your goods or service, and deciding on the pricing of your products. Okay, so that is very much important. Next, the schedule of implementation. See, you have planned everything. Now it is like, it is very much important how you implement your project. Okay, planning is like it is important, but how you implement is like very, very much important, because if you implement wrongly, then the whole plan goes wrong. Okay, so schedule your implementation plan properly. According to that schedule, you should implement. The schedule should also be incurred your project report. So this much about the content of a project. Let's understand how the project needs to be formulated. Like said, it is the project report is like important information, and it is what gives you a it acts as a blueprint for your project. Okay, the project report will definitely help you in raising any kind of finance or getting any kind of assistance for your business. That could be a financial or non-financial assistance, and getting any kind of incentives or subsidies from the government for your project reports or business plans. This project report will definitely help you. As per the Vinod Gupta, uh, who is a famous writer of a business entrepreneurship books and everything, he has specified the formulation of a project report in his own steps. Okay, with the formulation should be incurred with some information. Okay, some information in a project report that consists of general information, project description, manufacturing process, market potential, capital cost and sources of finance, assessment of working capital requirements, other financial aspects, economic and social variables, project implementation schedule. We have already discussed those aspects here in the contents of a project report, but that was briefly explained. Here we can understand each and every aspect in detail. Okay, let's begin with general information. Under general information, you'll get to see this information which are mentioned here. One is that biodata of a promoters, which includes that like name, address of the entrepreneurs or the promoters. Okay, the qualifications, the experiences and other capabilities of those each and every individuals. Along that, if it is a partnership firm, okay, if it is a partnership firm, the rights and duties of the partners and the activities they need to carry out, the characteristics, everything has to be incurred under the biodata of the partners. Next, industry profile. A little reference of analysis of the industry is also required to see how was the performance of the industry previously. For example, if we take IT industry, a few years back, before the implementation of LPG, liberalization, privatization and globalization in our country, IT industry was not such famous, right? If you're starting with your business in IT industry, you'll be seeing how the growth level of the IT industry after some point of time. Currently, what is the performance of that specific industry and what is the expected performance in future? Okay, like that you have to analyze the industry. Also, next is that constitution and the organization. The constitution is like organizational structure of the enterprise, and in case of a partnership firm, whether it is a registered firm or unregistered firm, and if whether they have taken a registration certificate from a director of industries or district industry center, or they if you are going to apply for that, all those information has to be incurred under the constitution and the organizational aspects. Next, product details, the utility of the product. Okay, what are the benefits that the product or a product range is going to give to the users of that specific product, and also have to provide the product designs along with any with in the form of any images, drawings or estimated designs. Okay, and any patent intellectual property rights related information for your designs or logos and trademark. Okay, all those information, copyright information, patent information, you can add up under the product details. If you have already taken or you are going to apply for that, those have to be mentioned under the product details. Next, project description. Okay, project description is like first given information about the site. Site is location, right? Town, street, etc. like Bangalore, Mysore, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, India, like that specific location you have to specify along with the specific town, street, and the number. Okay. Next is that whether owned or leased, the site which you're using for your project is owned by you or leased by. Okay, whether the site is in approved industrial area, whether it is suitable to the type of enterprise being planned, the open or covered area availability needed should be mentioned. If the location is in a residential area, then the copy of NOC is required. Okay, because if your project is something which is harmful, then it will be very difficult for your project to be implemented, and the government will take a legal action against you. So it is very much important you take a NOC from the municipal authority, and you have to attach along with your project report. Okay. Next, physical infrastructure, that is availability of physical infrastructures like raw materials, skilled labors, right? So all those things have to mention, like raw materials, whether it is imported or has been purchased from the local market in the sense within India, within a Karnataka, within Bangalore, like that you have to mention, and your raw material supplier, and the quality related aspects of your raw materials can also be added, that is ISO tested, and any that is not polluting or not harmful. Okay, all those details needs to be incurred. Next, along with that, skilled labors for physical infrastructure, whether skilled labor is available for your business or project report. Okay, and if not, what arrangements have been made to train the labor in various skills. Okay, those details. Now next are utilities. Utilities includes power, fuel, water. As you people know that power is like you have to check whether the inadequate supply of electricity or its high unit cost in an area may become a major constraint in running a project. Okay, the project report should contain the information regarding the power requirements, the land sanction, the stability of the supply of power, and the price at different consumption level. Okay, that will give you information whether what could be the overall cost if you use so the power for some sort of time, what could be the cost for you have to incur, and what are the benefit you get if your business is depending totally on the power for production of any kind of goods or services. If there is no proper supply of power for your business, then it is like a loss for you. Okay, so you have to check for your power, and for the power electricity availability for your business or project. Later, fuel availability, fuel like coal, coke, oil, or gas. Okay, next, water availability. Water is like very much important, that for plants like brewery, tannery, ice plants, soft drinks and chemicals plants. All those plants projects definitely require so much of water, right? So you have to consider water not only for your manufacturing purpose, for other sanitational purpose of the people who are working in your organization. All those things we require drinking purpose, right? Also we require the water. You have to check the availability of water also along with the power and fuel under utilities. And mention the same project report. Next, pollution control. Most industrial plants produce waste material or emissions, right, that may create significant problems for the people working inside the organization, and even for the people who are working outside, who are out, who are in staying near the by that specific site of your business. The emission may be of various types, like gaseous, which are like smoke, fumes, etc., and the physical emissions, which is like we say noise pollution, right? Noise and heat, vibration, etc., or liquid or solid discharge through pumps and sewages. all these things are like have to considered for under pollution control, and make sure that because of your project, the environment should not be spoiled. Okay, next, communication system, availability of communication facilities. Okay, example, telephone, telex, or email, internet, all those things. Next, transport facilities, the distance over which the basic material inputs which have to be transported and made available, and transportation for your laborers, workers, employees, transportation for reaching the consumers, reaching the other business who are your customers, etc. Next, other common facilities like machine shops, welding shops, and other electrical repair shops, which has to be nearer to your business or a project. Okay, so all those things has to be described under a project description. Okay, this gives how better your project is, whether you have analyzed everything relating to your project. Okay, next is that manufacturing process. Under manufacturing process, you have to define the list of machinery and the equipment, complete list of items of machineries and other equipments, indicating the type, size, cost to be furnished, sources of supply of capital equipment, and the construction services also should be given. Checking machinery or equipment for each of the above stated process should also be ensured. Okay, so next is capacity of the plant. The installed license capacity should be stated. Also state whether the unit will run on single, double, or triple shift basis. Some of the units keep on continuously producing the goods or services. So it is very much important that to meet the demand in a market, they have to increase their supply and production. For that purpose, they keep on working, and they work on shift basis also. For that purpose, they have to check for the capacity of the plant. Okay, so you have to check that and incur that under your manufacturing process in your project report. Next, check technology selected. It is up to the date or not. Okay, any kind of technology which is not implemented currently, okay, have to be ignored, and as per a new technology, what you are doing, and what you are going to adopt, and if you have any idea of adopting a new technology in future or launching a new technology, all those things have to be incurred. If balancing of the plant, while stating the stages of the production, also state whether the capacity of various plants at different stages of production is sufficient. Okay, balancing equipment required at the later stage, and the consequent increases capacity should be assessed. Next, quality control and testing and inspection. Whether some systems has been designed to check the quality of products on a continuous basis in your plant, in your project, and obtaining quality marks from ISI. Okay, ISI quality standards, right? AgMark for your agricultural products. All those things helps in creating confidence among the customers. When they get to know that the companies has a product with a ISO certification or AgMark certification, and you see, in the durables which we use, like washing machine, TV, fridge, on that they mention the stars, 5 stars, 4 stars, and the grinder, mixer, or the cylinders, the gas stoves which we use, all of those things they mention ISI mark, for stating that all those are quality products that attracts the consumers, and helps them decide on whether to buy this or not, and they feel secure in buying the quality and tested products. Okay, so it is very much important to add in your project report also. Next, research and development. Besides the quality control, what you are doing, whether any cell to study improvement of quality is proposed to be formed in an enterprise also has to be answered. Okay, whether you are going to do any kind of research, or you want to do a kind of quality inspection and see if you want to improvise anything in your business operations, all those things to be incurred under manufacturing process. Next, market potential. Market potential includes demand and supply, price expected, marketing strategy, after sales service, seasonality factor, transportation, etc. To understand the demand and supply position, state the data regarding total expected demand of the product. Before implementing your product or a project, you have to check for whether there is a demand for a product in a market. If without verifying your demand, if you are simply launching your product in a market, then people will not accept it and you have to face a loss. Here, identifying the demand and checking the supply position, will you be able to meet the expected demand in the market? That is the supply position. Okay, so when you present this point, under a market potential of a project report, the reader, the referrer of your report will get to know what kind of market you have, what kind of opportunity you have for your business. Okay, the content what you are seeing in this project report, no, all those are like SWOT for you. SWOT especially are like majorly are like opportunities for you. Few of these things will definitely specify the strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats which you have for your project or a business. By referring to this only, the people, the investor will decide on assisting you or not. Okay, so demand and supply position, later price expected to be realized, an estimate of the price. Okay, an estimate of the price have to be furnished to assess the margin of the profit. Okay, a comparative statement of the competitor selling price would be a better to analyze and estimate the price. Next, marketing strategy. What strategy for selling the product is proposed to be followed? You have to answer this question. Okay, next, whether any arrangements have been made with reputed suppliers and distributors for lifting the production. You might have seen there are companies who are using the product distribution and distribute through ITC. Okay, HUL, right? ITC Limited, HUL Limited. These are reputed branded distributors of the product. You have to decide on if your product, if you're manufacturing a product and for your business or a project, or launching a new product in a market, by using which brand you would like to reach your customers, and through whom you would like to distribute the product, and will you be able to get the proper demand for your product, and will you be able to establish a sustainable position for your product. Everything has to be strategized properly. Later, after sales services. After sales services is like, as name itself states, that the service which you give for your customers after they buy a product from you. That is, after you sell your product to the customers, the service which you provide is said to be the after sales service. Okay, in some items it is very much important. Okay, even due to a loose screw or snapping of a wire, the customer may find the instrument either not working or working improperly, and without after sales service it will become difficult for making the customer satisfied, right? So it is very much important you give a after sales service, any kind of warranty or guarantee which the businesses provides, no, all those things comes under after sales service only. Next, seasonality factor. Okay, whether the product has seasonal fluctuations in sales, is like if the people are buying it only in a specific season and avoiding to buy in any other season. Fridge is like people prefer to buy fridge, fans, ACs kind of things during the summer season, right? But during the other season, the demand for all of these durables are less. In that kind of project or the product which you are producing or launching in a market, you should be careful and see and plan accordingly and see how would you manage to make a profit during unseasonality. Okay, when there is no season for the product, how would you manage? Okay. Next is transportation. Whether the unit will depend for the transportation of goods on a public carrier, or will it like to own its own transport? It owning a own transport is like costlier for you, or you can lease your transportational vehicles, or you can go for a rented vehicles, or you can go for a public transportation, depending on how much of transportation is required for your project. Okay, so all those things need to be estimated and evaluated properly and mentioned in the market potential. Next is that capital cost and sources of finance. And estimates of the various components of capital items required by the unit should be given in the report. These components may be the following: the land and building, plant and machinery, installation cost, other miscellaneous assets like furniture, fixtures, vehicles, tools, dies, jigs, fixtures, patterns, types, etc. Preliminary and pre-operative expenses, contingency cushions against price rise, unforeseen expenses, and margin for working capital. Besides the cost factors, the report should include the probable source of finance also. The source of fund should equal to the cost of project, as otherwise the project cannot be set up in full. Assume that you have to incur all the costs. You have decided that you need a 5 lakh cost for 5 lakh of amount for your business, but you don't have proper sources to raise 5 lakh, and you somehow manage to raise a fund of 3 lakh or 4 lakh. That will make you go for buying less machinery or investment in less installation of land or building or anything. You have to compromise with the things, okay, for your business. So you have to identify proper sources of finance and identify where are all things you want to invest your funds. Next is assessment of working capital requirements. Planning for working capital requirement is equally crucial for an entrepreneur. While estimating the capital cost, margin for working capital has taken into account. Any unit will be able to function only when adequate working capital requirements have been made and shown along with the total cost of the project. It has generally noticed that the entrepreneurs present the working capital requirements in their own way, while the banker recast it as per their requirements. This wastes the time and creates the problem. Hence, if they project their requirements in the prescribed way, it will minimize objection from the banker's side. So this states that assessing the working capital requirement is very much important, and maintaining adequacy in the working capital is also very much important. You can't have a overestimation of the working capital as requirements, and also you shouldn't be like underestimated. Okay, you should have planned properly and have a proper adequate working capital for running your business and business operations on a day-to-day basis, and keeping a working capital simply with you, it is like waste of the funds, right? And you should avoid letting any people retain your amount, like avoid giving any kind of credit facility to the people. Even if you are giving a credit facility, you should try to recover your funds as soon as possible, and also try to have a cash transactions, so that if anybody is buying anything from you and you get the funds back, okay, there shouldn't be lack of funds in your this project or a business. Later it you have to depend on somebody else, right? To avoid all those things, you should have a proper working capital requirements, and whatever you are preparing, the plan relating to your working capital in a project report, you should prepare it properly and as per the prescribed way only. Okay, if you prepare as you per your knowledge or something which is not proper, and when you are submitting your project to the banker, some of the banker may directly reject your project and they will not lend you the money, or some of the banker, they have to sit and prepare the project and recast it by themselves. No, that is like waste of your time and waste of their time, and it will definitely take a long time for the banker to issue a loan for you. So assess your working capital properly and also write your working capital requirements properly in your project report. Next is other financial aspects. What is the reason for setting up any kind of project? Obviously, it is to get a proper returns on whatever the investments you have made within a specific time and within a life cycle of that project, right? If it will be possible only when production is properly done and distribution, sales, everything is properly done. Along with that, proper financial consideration is also done. Then only you will get a proper and adequate profit. Okay, how would you project your profit and how would you project your finance related aspects for your business? That will be through your profit and loss account, which would indicate the sales revenue and cost of production, allied cost, and the profit for your business. These estimates, especially the likely sales revenue, should be made on a realistic basis only. You can't just overestimate anything and put like, I am going to get this all things as an income for my business, or I have to incur this only this much as expenses for my business. Not like that. You have to implement and include only realistic cost, and you have to calculate only the realistic income for your business. Okay, so, and you can also calculate, estimate a projected balance sheet and cash flow statement would be having in which gives you in financial positions and helps you in understanding the requirements of various stages of financial activities, and help you also in identify what the investments you required and what could be the sources of funds for your business in the every stage of your project. Okay, after all the smooth functioning of the unit, necessity is so availability of adequate funds for various commitments. Everything has to be evaluated under financial aspects. You can check all those financial aspects by calculating the break-even point, and the a break-even point, you can understand the fixed cost, sales, and variable cost. Here you can see the image showing some of the ratios which you can calculate to know the profitability, return on investment, debt equity, and the debt service. By using these ratios, by using the profit and loss account and the balance sheet of the business, estimated P&L account and the balance sheet, you can calculate this to see the feasibility of a business. Okay, next, economic and social variables. What will be the abatement cost? That is like cost for controlling the environmental damages like pollutions or anything which your business or project could harm to the environment. Okay, the abatement cost will constitute the value of the additional engineering and technology needed for treating the effluents and emissions. Anything which comes out of your business or a project which will cause for the environment, and what actions you are going to take, any kind of engineering and technology which you are going to adopt in your project to avoid any kind of untreated effluents and emissions. Okay, for those the cost which you are incurring are said to be the abatement cost. Whether the project will have some socio-economic benefits, of which the following are a few examples, like employment generating, import substitution, ancillarization, exports, local resource utilization, development of the area. All those things are social economic benefits which a project could give to the society. Next is project implementation schedule. Usually PERT and CPM charts are used to project and calculate the project report and see how a project can be implemented. These are the schedules. PERT and CPM are the schedules. Okay, using that, avoiding any case of wastage of time, and using a feasible path for implementing the project. All those things could have been done using a PERT and CPM. If in case it is difficult for you to present your project report by using a PERT or CPM, you can just create a schedule for completion of the following activities, like it is mentioned here, like acquisition of land on the what is your schedule, when, how when, where you'll be doing that, everything like that, acquisition, registration, bank loans, all these things you have to schedule properly and show it in your project report. Okay, so these are like by contents, and also the how you formulate your business plan or a project report. I hope that all of you have understood the concept. Thank you very much.